I heard someone ask a question. A friend of mine's. I don't see him in the chat. He's not here right now. He sent me a clip on my phone earlier. He sent me a clip on my phone earlier, right? And it was a clip of the Boxing Voice channel, Boxing Voice podcast channel. And in that, he just sent me a small clip, and the guy, I don't know his name, but he's the Boxing Voice host. He said something about um, he wondered why every time fighters leave top rank, they usually blow up or get bigger than they were when they were with top rank. He said something to that effect, and it was just a 30-second clip. You know how you can carve out a clip when you YouTube, you can carve out clips and then send them to people. And he said, Marty, what's your take on this? So I want to give my take on it now since I'm on the topic. And the gentleman, the guy with he was the guy that wear the glasses, the black guy. I don't know his name, but he's the Boxing Voice. Uh, that was a good question that he asked. Very good question. And I'm going to answer that question right now, live and living color, from a business aspect. The reason why, and I've said this before, and if you are a roller tape film crew member, you recall me saying this before, and I've said it time and time again, that Top Rank's business model, and this is not a knock on them, I think they're very successful at what they do. Top Rank's business model is to protect the fighter that's under their banner and not prepare the fighter that's under their banner. I was just using that reference to compare them meaning Top Rank, and like a PBC. PBC prepares their fighters, right, for the big fights. But Top Rank, they protect their fighters. And it's a good protection. It's not a bad one. It's a good one. They have the best, if not the best, definitely one of the best uh, matchmakers in the history of boxing, Hall of Famer Brad Goodman. I've been seeing his name on this channel for months now. Okay, so all I'm saying is that the business model that Top Rank has, most of the time, puts the fighters in a position to be protected so they don't gain the notoriety because they don't usually have a notable dance partner all the time. Whereas though with PBC, they can generate the revenue they generate because the fighters that they prepare, they get to a place of having the right dance partner to be able to generate the money and just have a big fight and competitive at that most of the times. And so that's the reason why I just wanted to make sure I answered that if somebody else may have had a question about that, since we're on the topic of Showtime boxing, canceling, etc. So this is not a bad look for PBC. I just don't think it's a good business strategy to go over to the zone. Okay. And don't forget, this is another element that most people may not bring up, but you'll hear it first live and live in color right here. Don't forget that PBC have their own YouTube channel. Huh? Let's include that in the equation now. Because watch this. When you go on the zone, let's say you watch a fight on the zone live, right? You're going to get the experiences live right then and there. Let's say you miss a fight on the zone and you don't see the fight live and live in color on the zone. Guess what the zone going to do? Within a matter of 24 hours to a week, guess what is the zone going to do with that fight that you missed? Somebody in the chat, help me out. Come on, yeah, let's engage on this. Somebody in the chat, help me out. I'm trying to prove a point to educate the boxing public now, how business works. What is the zone going to do if whether you saw the fight live or not, but let's say you missed the fight. Let's say Regis Prograis going to fight Devin Haney. And let's say you miss it. What is the zone going to do within 24 hours to a week? What's the zone going to do? With regards to YouTube now, stay with me. What are they going to do? Thank you, the Keggy. They're going to upload it to YouTube. If you miss a Top Rank fight within 24 hours to a week, even if you looked at the fight live, but if you missed it, what is Top Rank going to do? Hit him again, the Keggy. Hit it again, the Keggy. Tell me in the chat. What is Top Rank going to do with regards to YouTube? I'm waiting for the Keggy to say it again. put it up here so y'all can see it. They're going to upload it to YouTube. If you watch the fight, the zone again, right? When it comes to Golden Boy Promotions, or you missed the fight, right? What is Golden Boy Promotions going to do with regards to YouTube on that fight that you either watch live or even if you missed it? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Big money walk. That's my point. I'm going to bring it right up to you. That's my point. That's exactly what I'm proving. They're going to upload it to YouTube. What is the NFL going to do? 10 minutes. And they're very swift with this, and I love how the NFL do it. They do it 10 minutes. Let's say you miss a game. Wasn't broadcasted on your local network. You missed it. Guess what the NFL does? I was just talking to my son about this. I was talking to little Marty about this just earlier. We were joking about this. 10 minutes after you watch or miss the NFL game, 10 minutes after it's over, what is the NFL going to do? They're going to upload the highlights on YouTube. So my point is, when I brought up PBC having their own YouTube channel, is that don't forget this is an element involved in this thing here. Because once they upload it on YouTube, the NFL, Golden Boy Promotions, Top Rank, and DAZN, guess what they're going to do? They're going to monetize it now. Okay? They're going to get you to pay for it up front, and then they're going to get that monetization on the back end. Right? Now, what I'm saying with PBC, because PBC have their own YouTube channel now, they're going to have to tweak their business model and follow the trend. See, you probably never heard this on another content creators channel. That's why I'm glad y'all here tonight. Let me put it up because my man Big Money Walk, he put it out there. That's exactly the point that I'm making. PBC can't wait a whole 6 months to a year. You can't wait that long to publish the fights on YouTube. Got to upload it quick now. You ain't got to do it within 24 hours because you want to make sure everybody get the paying for it up front. Because if you know the fight's going to come back on within 24 hours, guess what you're going to do? I ain't paying for that. I'll just wait, save my little $85, $95 and wait till they put it on YouTube tomorrow. No. So you kind of give it some time. That's why I always say with 24 hours to a week. Because you want to expose your published content to make an appeal to who? A greater, larger audience, particularly casual boxing fans. All right? You want to get them while it's fresh in their mind and then monetize it on the back end. Okay? So that's a business element that I wanted to include in this because I know nobody's thinking about this when they're talking about Showtime Boxing being canceled, but I'm actively involved in the business, so I kind of got an advantage. But my point is, it's just business 101. Whether you go to Amazon Prime or not. Because here's the great thing about PBC. When PBC uploads it on their channel on YouTube, they have their own production team, and then they have their own commentators independently of, let's say, a Showtime or Fox. And so keep that same business model. That's a great business model. This is that, and guess what? That has been one of the business strategies from back in the day. Don King and Top Rank would do that all the time. Even though the fight was being broadcasted on HBO or Showtime, right? Remember TVKO? Remember TVKO? Some of y'all, I'm talking about to the real boxing fans that have been following the sport for many years now. Go back in the early 90s. TVKO now. Matter of fact, my man, the Colonel, Bob Sheridan, he used to commentate on TVKO. God rest his soul. He's no longer with us. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is the business model must be tweaked in that YouTube area for PBC. But guess what? They can take that same business model they were successful on other networks, including Showtime, and go take it over to Amazon Prime. They have leverage. It's not a negative.